Something I keep thinking about is that we just desperately need this rain, and I know you got an update on drought conditions in the area.
We did, and it was a little surprising. We saw the expansion of those extreme drought conditions now impacting just about all of Loudoun County. Now, keep in mind, the drought monitor doesn't account for rain that's fallen since Tuesday, so hopefully by next week we start to see some improvement to this, but that was really the biggest change this week, seeing more areas now under those extreme drought conditions. You can see it slivers part of Fairfax County as well. And the farther east you go, the lesser the drought conditions. We do have severe drought conditions through parts of Frederick County and Maryland, most of Fairfax County, Prince William, Fauquier County, down into Culpeper as well, in and around D.C. A moderate drought in southern Maryland, still in the clear from those drought conditions. So what do we mean whenever we say abnormally dry or a moderate drought? When it's abnormally dry, that's when we're referring to short-term dryness, really not a serious drought situation. Sometimes you can have an above average fire risk if other conditions also warrant it, like gusty wind, dry brush. Whenever you have a moderate drought, that's whenever you can start to see some crop damage and a slightly higher fire risk. Water levels can start to drop. Whenever you talk about severe drought conditions, that's whenever crop loss is likely and there is higher fire danger, naturally, because the vegetation, of course, is so dry, and water restrictions are typically imposed. And an extreme drought, so again, much of Loudoun County and all along the I-81 corridor, that's where major crop loss is likely if you can't take the proper precautions to irrigate, and extreme fire conditions are present. Widespread water restrictions are also oftentimes put into place. Now, I spoke to Tremaine Hatch, a viticulturist, someone who specializes in grapes for winemaking. He's also a consultant for about a dozen vineyards across Virginia, and he told me that grapevines actually like it pretty dry, so established grapevines are doing great, but it's the smaller grapevines that are at risk during conditions like this.
Vines younger than 3 or 4 years, we're irrigating now. And it's difficult because a lot of vineyards around here don't have drip irrigation in place. So we're actually hauling water out to fields. And so it's a lot of work.
Now, Tremaine also told me it's actually much easier to grow nice sweet grapes in these drier conditions, but whenever you're fighting the opposite, which is really wet conditions, that's whenever it can be really hard to get good grapes for wine.
Okay, so the silver lining here is I'm thinking of the wineries in Virginia, places like where some of the drought is really intense, the wine might actually be better. Do I have that correct?
That's exactly right. I mean, it's of course a little bit harder for the winemakers and the farmers because they have to lug all that water out there, but you know they're doing their best they can to keep our Virginia wine as great as we know it can be. So
that's interesting. That's fascinating how that all works. All right, Caitlin, thank you. Hey, keep in mind with storms moving through tonight, it's a really good time to download our free WUSA 9 app, and it's easy. Just point your phone's camera at the QR code there on your screen. This will give you access to live radar and all of the latest weather alerts.